The question is simple. Should the United Kingdom remain a member of the European Union or leave the European Union? The answer, one word: remain or leave. The decision is the most difficult for the UK in generations. First, the arguments to remain within the EU. The Remain campaign says over 3 million UK jobs are linked to trade with the EU, and being in the EU means lower prices. Over 200,000 UK businesses trade with the EU, they say. The UK gets £66 million of investment from the EU every day. That's nearly $100 million. And being in the EU helps with the arrests of criminals across the continent. And for every £1 the UK puts into the EU, Remain says the UK gets almost £10 back. The Leave campaign focused less on economic and more on sovereignty issues, saying leaving the EU would give the UK more control of their own laws and regulations. Leaving the EU would give the UK more global influence, not less. And leaving the EU would give the UK the freedom to make its own global trade deals. And given the state of Europe, leaving is a less risky option than staying in. And on immigration, Leave says leaving the EU would give the UK back control of UK borders. And leaving the EU would mean more money in UK pockets. They say about £10 billion could be saved every year. A simple question, a simple answer. One word, which could not only determine the future of the UK, but Europe too.
That was Nathan King reporting. About 5 hours from now, polls will open across the UK as voters answer that critical question. Should their country leave the European Union? In the lead up to this vote, the Remain camp has picked up more support, but the result is expected to be close, very close. CCTV's Richard Bestic has insight from London.
Aboard his Brexit battle bus, UK Prime Minister David Cameron summed up 6 months of campaigning in a single word: together.
If we want a bigger economy and more jobs, we're better if we do it together. If we want to fight climate change, we're better if we do it together. If we want to win against the terrorists and keep our country safe, we're better if we do it together.
Leading Leave campaigner Boris Johnson was visiting a fish market in London, insisting there's something fishy about Brussels interfering in Britain.
60% of the law of our country coming from Brussels, our entire fisheries controlled by Brussels. So you take back control, and I think it will be a big, big moment for democracy in this country and around Europe.
While others see Thursday's vote as a possible liberation day.
We can vote to take control of our country back. We can vote to get our borders back. We can vote to get our pride and self-respect as a nation and in who we are as a people back.
The UK's referendum appears to be part of a wider Euroscepticism in capitals across the continent.
Europe is not in good shape. Let's not be deceived about that. Now we have to realize that Europe, which is in true crisis, needs to redefine its vision and prospects.
UK Prime Minister David Cameron says that if Britain is still a member of the European Union come Friday morning, and at the moment that's a big if, then the campaign to reform Brussels will only just be getting underway. Richard Bestic, CCTV, London.